what a wonderful crowd we have, General and Kathy. A wonderful tribute to what you have done to for this community of Hobart, Oklahoma. It's a very special day that we're remembering the men and women who gave so much, who sacrificed so much, who lost so much on 9/11. And it's a great honor to be in Hobart today to help remember that. Now, this is a very emotional day for Americans across our nation. I started out this morning, watching some of the 9/11 ceremony in New York City and reflecting back, as so many of you have done so eloquently today, about where I was that morning. I was getting ready for work, a typical day as Lieutenant Governor of Oklahoma. And I remember as I was almost about ready to walk out of my house, had the TV on, I walked over to see what was on. And I saw the first plane had gone into the building, the tower. And I thought, that is strange. Gave me just an eerie feeling in my heart to see something like that happen, because it was just 6 years prior that we had our bombing in Oklahoma City. And by the way, to our firefighter, Mr. O'Keefe, thank you so much. We love New York. We have a very special connection in our heart with New York after what happened to Oklahoma City, and we felt your pain clear from Oklahoma and what happened in New York and across the nation. But I can still remember seeing that plane, just having an awful feeling in my heart. And then the minute the second plane went into the building, I knew what had happened. There wasn't any doubt in my mind that it was a terrorist attack upon our nation. Because after having gone through what I went through, and I was in office, and I was on the site, April 19th, 1995, and that sinking feeling in your heart to know that something very, very tragic had happened across our nation on 9/11. I also sank in my heart of what had happened in Oklahoma on April 19th. And I also knew that there was tremendous life that had been lost that day. That there would be mommies and daddies and employees and citizens, and I also knew there'd be tremendous first responders, firefighters, law enforcement officials, government officials. They gave me comfort to know they would be on that site immediately to do what I had seen in Oklahoma years before on April 19th in Oklahoma. It also gave me great hope to know that even though we had such tremendous loss that day, that I knew what I had seen in our Oklahomans and the people who came from across the nation to help our state during our tragedy, that we would see that same response in the different sites that had been attacked on 9/11. The resilience of our people, the commitment of our people to do whatever it would take to take care of its people, the people who would work very long hours, no rest, no sleep, people who would give whatever they could give, water, shoes, supplies, would be on that site to work. I knew that our people in America would respond with an effort that would make us very proud and would take care of their fellow neighbors. And even as the day was so tragic for our nation, and one that we will never forget, General, it also gave me a sense of great patriotism in my heart to know that we live in the greatest nation in the world, a nation that values freedom and liberty and self-sacrifice and service above self, to give more than ourselves to help our fellow neighbors. And that's the response that we saw that day. Now, what's so very special about today is that General Tommy Franks and Kathy, because of the tremendous respect that they have throughout the nation and throughout the world, General, has done something very special for Oklahoma that we will never forget. Not only what happened here in Oklahoma, but what happened on 9/11. The lives that were lost, the tremendous sacrifices that were given by all people who responded to that tragedy, the spirit of America, the spirit of Oklahoma. And now we have a very special steel beam that came out of one of the World Towers. and it is here in Hobart, Oklahoma. That is very special. Again, thank you enough, General. And I want to tell you why this is important to have this steel beam in Hobart. Because we will have, hopefully, thousands of school kids, visitors, citizens who will be able to come to this wonderful museum in this town and never forget why America is great, the sacrifices that are made, especially in this day and age when we see some in our nation who don't always respect the men and women in uniform like they should, Colonel, our firefighters, our police officers, our highway patrol, our law enforcement, first responders. We owe them a sense of duty to respect and honor them. And this will help us never to forget that. They give so much of themselves. They're moms and dads, and they have children too. And they put their lives at stake many, many times when they go to take care of their fellow neighbors. So, General and Kathy and all of you who have made this museum possible, who've given money, resources, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for your Leadership Institute. I have a great honor and pleasure to talk to the many students who come through that to learn about patriotism, civic responsibility for our nation, what makes America such a special, exceptional place in the world. But thank you for what you've done for this great citizens of Hobart and for this wonderful museum and for all your contributions. And may God bless you and your family. Thank you for your service and sacrifice. And God bless all of you too. It's a wonderful day in Hobart. Thank you very much.